Nation? Here we are with Wyatt Miller, Wind Brand Manager for Slingshot, down in La Ventana, Mexico. And I gotta say, Wyatt, it's been a great week. We're getting wind 6 out of 7 days. Yeah. We have a group of people down here. They're getting tips on the shoreline. They get to grab all kinds of different product that they want to try. But the talk of the town during this trip has really been you gracing the cover of a romance novel. What is this?
I think they pulled this beautiful painting off some ancient shipwreck. It just happens to look a lot like it. And somehow it made its way down here.
That's awesome. So anyways, we got that. We have this board. We're going to talk to you about the Manticore. What the hell is a Manticore?
It's pretty much the most badass mythical creature out there. It's like a Persian lion with bat wings and a giant scorpion tail. I mean, how much crazier and hardcore are you going to get than that?
So a lot of times when people are getting into the sport of wing foiling, they're wondering for themselves, you know, what board should I get? Where do I start? And when we look at the Manticore, you know, is this a board for them to consider?
Yeah, this is basically it's a compression molded board. So it comes in 90 liters, 105 liters, and 120 liters. This is a great board to start off with. It's compression molded, which means it has a really good price point. It's going to be, you know, $600–700 less than kind of the more handmade higher end boards, and it's a lot more durable. So, you know, if you're teaching the family, teaching people, you know, if you're a school, this is definitely what you're gonna want. You're gonna be able to drag it over the rocks. It's gonna be, you know, a pound to 1.5 pounds heavier than, you know, the ultra premium board. But as far as, you know, getting on the water early and having a really durable board at an incredible price point, this is great. And it's got a, you know, a nice modern shape that's going to last for a long time. It's got, you know, tri-foot strap options as well as just an inline front foot. So for a beginner, maybe they want to be inline, maybe they want to have all three. They're probably not going to be using just an offset front foot, so we went inline or Y strap there.
And when you say Y or tri, that's just for people who've seen like a windsurf board that has the two straps going like that in the front. So when you put your right foot forward, you can dig in, left foot forward, you can dig in. A lot of riders will just ride with just one strap up there because predominantly if they're goofy footed, they'll put the right leg forward most of the time and do toe side, and vice versa if they're regular.
Exactly. So this one will allow you to go both ways in either configuration. And then it's got just kind of a mellow chine rail. It's not the crazy chines that we've seen before. A chine makes it a little more forgiving when you touch down. But it also, you have the really radical chine, maybe like the Wingcraft V1, you know, it's going to slow you down. It's going to be a little slower to get going. What we've really concentrated on is just having an absolutely flat bottom for maximum planing.
Yeah, so there's no, when I look at this, I'm so accustomed to seeing like a couple concaves, but it's pretty flat down here.
It's super flat. What we're finding is that really flat bottom is all about planing surface. You're going to get up to foiling speed faster. And then for the beginner, what it really does is if you do come down and touch down, instead of losing a lot of speed, you're going to keep planing across the water, and you're going to be able to make a little adjustment towards the rear of the board and have it lift right back onto foil. So as you touch down, instead of losing that speed and having to work it back up again, that flat bottom allows you to keep your speed, adjust your weight a little bit, pop right back up onto foil.
And so if we talk about, you know, people, especially if you're new to wing foiling, and you're in a weight range of somewhere between, you know, I'd say probably 180 to 220.
Yeah.
Like this 120 liter board is a good choice, right?
It's a good choice for starting. You know, it's still compact enough to be pumpable and fun, but you are going to be able to learn how to wing on this board. And then from a 120, you're likely to be able to step down to a 90 liter, and it comes in a 90, a 105, or a 120. If you're a little lighter than that, you might be able to get away with the 105, but a 120 just tends to be what we teach most of our guests down here in Baja on. You know, everybody seems to be able to use that 120. Another cool feature, you know, it's got the bottom handle like any good wingboard does, so you can carry your board and foil in one hand and your wing in the other, keeping the two separate because wings don't really like foils very much. And then it's got extra long tracks there, so that allows you just to perfectly place your foil center of lift, and it makes it compatible with every single foil on the market. You know, every foil has a different center of lift, forward or back, and this extended track really gives you all the range of movement you'll need to make this board work with anything. So it's a perfect, you know, for schools or have a whole bunch of different gear.
And a lot of people will ask when they talk to us on the phone or they use the Half-Life configurator, they want to know, hey, will my foil set work with this board or that board?
Yeah.
And I think now pretty much every manufacturer's put in these tracks. It's pretty standard.
Yeah.
And then this one is just extra long. Whatever foil kit you have, go ahead and put on here and adjust it. You know, having a tool to be able to adjust it, you know, real time, bring it down to the shoreline with you, or put a small one in your pocket, is a great way that you can make those adjustments on the water. If the board's coming up too quickly, then you're gonna move it back towards the back of the board. If the board feels like it's too difficult to get up off a foil, you're gonna move that foil a little bit further forward. Wyatt, I think we should give the viewers a little reward for watching this video. Let's talk a tip.
Yeah.
What would be a good tip?
A little tip for foil placement is just, this is a good one. If your 200-pound husband has set the foil board up perfectly for him, that doesn't mean it's gonna work for, you know, a 150-pound lady or a 100-pound kid. You know, you really need to change the foil placement depending on your weight. So I'm like 210, and our little protege Juliancito, who's out there doing backflips, is, you know, maybe 100 pounds. If we ride the exact same gear, I'm gonna have mine 7 centimeters further forward than he uses his.
Wow.
So what we see a lot of times is, you know, the husband's all into it, and he, you know, passes the gear on to the rest of the family, but the foil's set far too far forward to take his weight. Whereas when a lighter person goes to use it, they really gonna need to move it back 5 to 7 centimeters. So perfect foil placement for you is not necessarily perfect foil placement for me. You've got to adjust it, and if there's a big weight discrepancy between the users, the heavy person's going to need it 5 to 7 centimeters further forward than the lighter person.
Yeah, well, that's great. Well, Wyatt, thanks so much for having us down here. Pro
Windsurf. We need to change the name to Pro Wing Surf La Ventana, because now the gear sheds are full of wing
I know,
gear.
it's all wing gear. Check out this little clip of all the gear down there. There's so much stuff down here at Pro Windsurf La Ventana, Pro Wing Surf La Ventana, whatever you call it. Here's the URL. Come on down here, tell them that I sent you. You'll get a bottle of tequila to take home with you in your check-in luggage. But we've been down here 6 out of 7 days of wind, bunch of cool stuff to do.
Yep.
Here at the facility, you got quads that you can take anytime you want. You have 3 shared cars that you can go out and have an adventure, went to the Cactus Forest.
Open bar.
Open bar, we've made very good use of the Baja Fog. It's been fantastic. Thank you for watching this video. Please subscribe to the YouTube channel. Check out more of our videos, and most importantly, get out there on the water and have a great time. Down here in Mexico, I think we say, adios, muchachos.
Adios.